You're listening to Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And now, here's your host.
And we're back. City Council candidate Heshy Tischler running for City Council in Brooklyn Parks, Borough Park, Flatbush, some surrounding areas. Welcome back to the program. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Zev. Thank you. Gita Moed, and I hope you had a great Shabbos and first few days of the Yontiv. I'm telling you, I know what you're at. You're going to ask me again, Mamdani, and you're going to ask me why Mamdani went to visit the Jews in Williamsburg and Satmar, and they let him in.
He went to both soccer groups in Williamsburg.
Well, really one, but yeah, both soccer
groups. I went to both. I got the video. I spoke to
I know. I spoke to. I'm very disappointed, and not only that, it's not even that they spoke to him or met with him. They brought him into a sukkah with a yarmulke, and they even were joking around that he might be Jewish. And it's disturbing to me is that he's a murderer. You know, he's not. He hates the Jews. He tells you straight out. And now we're going to play with him. You know, this deputy mayor, whatever, Indig, and the other guy, Menashe Shapiro, during COVID. They didn't let us use our shuls. Mr. Shapiro opened up a shul during COVID, a brand new shul that you had to make appointments. So while we weren't able to open up, he opened up a shul. Yes, he had rules on it. What's good for them is not good for the gander. And even your friend Cuomo, you know, I know last week you played I know you don't like him, but last week you played a video of him apologizing. What people didn't hear was this new apology. The second part of the apology says, "You're right. What happened was no good. I'm sorry for that, but I really went about doing it correctly." Putting him in power here and the Jews accepting Cuomo is not an acceptable answer. He's still a murderer. You know, during the Holocaust, the Nazis selected. They do the selection. You know what that is? They chose who to stand to lie, who stand not to die. And one day they chose in Auschwitz, Rabbi Meisel told the story, they chose a lot of children to go to labor camp and to die. And about 1,400 children were selected. Fathers were crying, and they started to bribe the capos. And you know what happened? The capos, allowed the bribery to happen, and they gave the children back. But whatever child was released, a new one had to be replaced. So, because you saved your own, did you kill somebody else? Somebody asked me the other day, I was in Pomegranate, comes over to me, Heshy, what have you done for us? I said, well, look what I've done. I've taken in children off the street. I help people in jail. I help people come home. I do their paperwork. I get them on Social Security. I fight for shuls. I fight for buildings. I keep schools open. And I go down a list of things during COVID, what I've done and what I do on a daily basis from working with Bika Chaylim. I said, that's not enough. He says, what are you going to do for me? And
so let me ask you a question. I got a call tonight from a prominent businessman in Borough Park. You may probably know him, Ben Barber. He was complaining that on Utrecht Avenue, you have a lot of stores that they have trouble renting, especially to people for apartments because it's so noisy, but yet they have to pay the highest commercial rent as if they're in a better area. And what could be done to mitigate it for them? I mean, a lot of business people have that complaint that the whole stretch, Utrecht Avenue from 50th Street all the way till 60th Street and beyond.
Yeah, so I spoke to Ben myself, and I said, Ben, look, I didn't get elected, but, you know, he tells me that they close a lot of the streets and the stores and no, without permits. So what are you going to do? I says, Ben, I'm not even elected, but, you know, in New Utrecht, I stopped the workers from working on Shabbos over there, the street workers from the Con Edison and the gas company. And I threatened to shut them down, not only with protests, but shutting them down with legal paperwork. So their companies call me and says, okay, we won't work on Shabbos and Yom Tov. And I do know about the higher taxes and the higher rent over there, how they come after our Borough Park neighborhoods and attack our Borough Park neighborhoods and laugh at us. Do you know, he showed me tickets there on Shabbos. They're issuing tickets on Shabbos and people are crying. One guy sent me a copy of his ticket. He's a Muslim guy, but he has a property in Borough Park. So the funny part that you're laughing is that he laughed at me and says, Heshy, don't they know it's a holiday? I said, they don't know that you're Muslim, okay? I said, they just come after our neighborhood and our community. You know, a lot of these Muslim stores that are open 24 hours 7, they used to be owned by Spanish people. Okay, now they're owned by the Muslims people. They work 24 hours 7. They're good people over there. Not all of them want to see a Mamdani who's going to raise our taxes. You heard again his commercial. I was watching it on television the other day. How he's going to freeze the rents. I have landlords shaking in their pants and say, what are you going to do, Heshy? I said, this won't happen. Even if he gets elected, I'm going to have legislation not to allow him to do it.
But you want to, if and all chance and all likelihood, he's going to be the next mayor of New York. That seems to be the consensus. So I think that you are not afraid to speak up to him if you get elected to city council to really challenge him in that body.
I'm challenging him now already. I've already sued the city many times. Even now, for what the DOB is doing now, they're already preparing themselves for Mamdani. But look at Indig from Satmar. He offered Mamdani to come in because he's deputy mayor under Adams, and he knows when Mamdani comes in, he's going to fire everybody. This guy is trying to kiss Mamdani, a Hasidic Jew, so he can be again in the next administration. He doesn't care about our community and people. Same way with the community board. They don't care about our people. They care about their jobs. They'll handle for you. I feel bad that these guys need this job desperately, and I feel bad that I know they're overwhelmed with phone calls and people. So am I. You want the job, you do the job. People are telling me, do you want the job? I said, it's not that I want the job. I'm doing the job now. Mamdani is not going to be any different than any other mayor. I fought for this community, my community. I fought for my city. You know, they tell me, Zev, and I'm sure you read the papers, crime is down, shooting is down, everything is better. Let me tell you, Zev, last year, 329,000 children went missing in America. 12,000, 30-something thousand New York State, 12,000 New York City. How do children still go missing in the United States under this great mayor that crime is down? 2,000 murders. 2,000 shootings, 400 murders in the city of New York. Yes, shooting went down by 12 people, 14 people. All these numbers are lies. You can't continue to kill and say, well, one less was killed. We need to make change.
You can play games with statistics, Tues. Certainly, I think early voting is starting October 26th, actually 25th, but it's Shabbos, so I'm counting as 26th.
I know, Zev, that your time is short and limited, but I'm going to tell you like this. I am prepared to fight Mamdani. I am well versed in law. I do this every day before the holiday. Right before Shabbos started, I just got a Jewish shul, its stop work order removed. You're talking right, and they've been shut down for 6 months. I'm working, yes, I get paid, and I also do a lot of freebies. But I do it. You know how many people were in my house, Yantif? I'm not bragging about it. We had 13 people here in my little sukkah that's only set for about 10, 11 people. We squeezed them in. I like squashy places. But I'm telling you, and all Jews, by the way, no Mamdani. Did not fight Mamdani. That I promise you. And I want you to know, the reason I had so many people at the last minute was because there was a good family that had to leave, and they usually take in 20, so we had to distribute the people all over. And that's what I do from our soup kitchen to our boxes. I put in 14, 15, 17 hours. Some guy says to me, Heshy, you have money, you don't have to struggle. I said, I still work 14, 18 hours so I can pay my bills, help my children, cover my mortgage, just to live a little bit better. I wish I only worked 8 hours. And when I'm in city council, I'll be working just as hard. I just won't be doing my job. I'll be able to do what I have the knowledge to do for the city people on a bigger scale. A lot of landlords have called me and said, Heshy, we're willing to back you, but only when you get elected. I said, that's not the way it works. But they're also scared. They're saying, Heshy will help you with all your Hasidic, the Bubba community. I've spoken to them as well. How do we know what you're going to do is correct? I said, look what I do now. Well, look what I do now, and I'm not bragging, Zev. I know you want to see egotistical. I don't need to be ego. I do it. I will continue to do it, and I know that you need me against Mamdani because he's going to rip us apart. He's going to come after the Jewish people. It's not only him. His agencies that actually have, you know, Zev, there are agencies that hate the Jews. They're anti-Semitic against us from getting our food stamps, from our Section 8, from our stop work orders. They hate the Jews. But now, under his control, they have free reign.
Or its management.
No, Heshy Tischler is our guest. He's running for city council in Brooklyn and Borough Park and surrounding Midwood, surrounding areas. Heshy, I appreciate you being here with us. Look forward to having you back again. And I know that Mamdani is surging, so we got to prepare for the day after. So thank you for being part of our show.
Thank you, Zev. By the way, I'm going to vote for Curtis, no matter what. So don't go for Cuomo. I know you have no choice. I'm recommending you vote for Curtis. Whether you think he has a shot or not makes no difference. At least go and show your intentions that you're trying. Don't be scared like the Satmar people. I'm very disappointed. Thank you. Have a great week. Have a great rest of Yantif. And pray for Heshy Tischler because not that I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Pray that I'm going to do a better job than I'm doing now. Good night.
Thank you. Heshy Tischler here on the Talkline Network. We're looking at the city council race in Brooklyn. When we come back, we will hear the latest news from Israel.